after Palantir had posted their amazing Q3 results, there are a couple of analysts already who have upgraded their target price on Palantir. So I have seen already $55 per share, and I have even seen 61. I think it's only the matter of time before someone like Dan Ives comes out and says something outrageous like the Palantir should be worth $80 per share or 100 or something insane like that. So in today's video, we're going to go over Palantir's latest results to see what all the hype is about, and there is a lot of hype about Palantir, to actually take a fresh look at their business and how they are operating. At the end, we will talk about the possible valuation of Palantir, so stick around. Hey there and welcome to the Market Monkeys channel. I'm Vadim, and today we're talking about Palantir and their latest results. So before we dive into the presentation itself, a couple of words about the results. So Palantir posted amazing results, like something you would not have believed. So they are growing better, they have better profits, they have better margins, they have better guidance. Everything is better than expected. The company is growing faster than everyone is expecting. Couple of interesting things to watch out for in the presentation. So first of all, margins. Margins are improving over time, and they are improving all the time. So actually Palantir, as it grows, it becomes more profitable, which is not something we've seen a lot in this market. Second of all, regarding AI play. So there is a lot of talk right now about why are we investing so much money into AI when we cannot really monetize it. So Palantir is the pure monetization of AI play. In their presentation, they are finally giving us some glimpses about how companies operate better, operate faster, earn more, and have a better margin using their products. One more thing before we continue, something which is called total addressable market, or TAM. So each company has a total addressable market, so the market which potentially this company can sell to. Even the best companies in the world have this market very limited. Let's take a look at Nvidia, for example. They have something like 4 or 5 huge clients which they are selling to, like the Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Google, companies like that, and basically not a lot of sales going besides these clients. So in Palantir, total addressable market, I would say almost unlimited. I can think about every company in S&P 500, how they would benefit from Palantir software. If you find this information interesting and valuable, press the like button and subscribe to our channel. With all this in mind, let's dive into the earnings presentation. So here you can already see the highlights of the Q3. We will talk about almost every one of these numbers. What kind of jumps out already is the Rule of 40 score is 68. And I will show you a pretty cool table where it summarizes the progress of Rule of 40 score and how Palantirs are improving in the growth and in the margins. So if you've seen our previous video where Julia talked about how bootcamps became this amazing selling opportunity for Palantir, they are showing to the customer what their software can do, and the customer are actually implementing it, and kind of the software, the product, sells to the customer by itself. So here Palantir actually gives us some glimpses of how this process is going on. By the way, I have went and searched for how much time it takes on average to close deal of this size in the enterprise market, and usually these deals are being closed in about a year and a half. About 18 months takes for a company to sell multi-million-dollar contract to another company. So in case of Palantir, we can see that it happens in 50 days, 2 months, less than 2 months. So their selling cycle is really short, thanks to this new strategy. And here is a very cool slide which I was waiting for, because we have seen a lot of feedback from the customer of Palantir on how Palantir actually improves their life. But I haven't seen any research which will show, like, okay, we have 10 companies which implemented AAP. What were their business metrics before implementing the solution and after implementing the solution, so kind of putting a number on it. And here we can already see the numbers, and one of the executives of Palantir talked about this on Q3 earnings call. He said that Palantir had partnered with major insurance company in US, one of the biggest ones, and that their underwriting process took about 2.5 weeks before the AAP, and now it takes about 3 hours. And here you can see examples like that, examples of $30 million in savings, the length of stay in the hospital reduced by 15%, and stuff like that. So the more we see examples like this, the more it will be the best advertisement for Palantir's products to other companies. As I've seen before, the total addressable market for Palantir is, well, almost unlimited. So we have already seen two hospitals implementing Palantir solution, Mount Sinai and Nebraska Medical. You can imagine that other hospitals will feel kind of the pressure from these two, that these two hospitals are operating better and saving more, and the other hospitals would implement Palantir solution as well. And this is relevant to pretty much every industry and every company in the industry. So let's talk numbers. In this quarter, US commercial revenue grew 54% year over year, and this quarter was really heavy on growth on US commercial revenue. Alex Karp talked about this in his letter to shareholders, that their focus is on US. By the way, we haven't talked about a couple of interesting projects of Palantir. One is called Warp Speed, the project which is supposed to increase the production of US manufacturing, and the other is DEFCON. We will record video about this, and we will record the detailed video about Palantir's valuation on our channel. So if this is interesting to you, if this is something which you would like to watch, press a like button on this video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our further videos on Palantir. Palantir's GAAP net income grew, Palantir's GAAP operating income grew as well, and we can see the results here. Now here's the probably most interesting parts in all of this presentation. So Palantir are reporting on something which they are calling Rule of 40. So basically, Rule of 40, you're taking the revenue growth and you add into this revenue growth the operating margins of the company. And there is a notion that these two numbers should be more than 40. So Palantir started with 40 in Q4 2022, and now it's grew to 68. Now take a look at this. So here you can see year-over-year revenue growth of Palantir and adjusted operating margin. So these two numbers, which I said that if you will sum them up, you will get the Rule of 40 score. And you can see that every year revenue growth increases and adjusted operating margin increases as well. So Palantir is not only growing and becoming more profitable, it actually increases the speed at which it's doing. So it's actually accelerating its growth and the revenue, which is kind of insane. I haven't seen anything like that for the company of Palantir size, and Palantir is already a $100 billion company. Palantir's customer count grew 39% year over year, and commercial customer count grew 51% year over year. If you remember, if you have seen our previous video on Palantir, we have talked about Palantir having two sets of customers, the commercial customers and the government customers. And we have advocated for commercial customers representing the bigger chunk of the growth of Palantir, because like army contracts are good and great and they're really long term and everything is great there, but these government contracts are very limited. Well, to US government, US and allies, as Alex Karp likes to say. So these are limited, but the commercial customers are not really limited, and we wanted to see more and more shift in sales of Palantir coming to commercial customers, and this is what happens. The commercial customers chunk of Palantir customer base growing faster. Now let's talk about valuation, and some have referred to this valuation as nosebleed because price to earnings ratio of 200 and even higher. We don't know how much the Palantir will jump after the market opened today. This is something not sustainable. So when people are saying that the Palantir's target price is 55 or 61, you really need to understand what it means. Can Palantir reach $61 per share? Absolutely yes. Can it reach and stay there in short term? I think not really, because these valuations are kind of insane. And again, we are holding Palantir stock. We have been holding Palantir stock for the past 2.5 years. We're big believers in the company and we absolutely love its business. But $61 per share is a bit too much. But in the current situation, with the current metrics, with the Palantir as they are right now, $61 is something that the stock can probably reach, but I think it will not stay there. So let me tell you what we are planning to do with Palantir stock, and we are long-term holders of Palantir. So at the current valuation, when we are talking Palantir is higher than 45, at this PE ratio of 250 with the growth of about 30% revenue year over year, we would not buy more stock. We would not sell it because we think Palantir is an amazing company and we are intent to hold it for long term, but we would not buy more. We would definitely buy if the growth becomes higher or the valuation of Palantir comes back to the more sane levels. And we are not talking about some specific stock price. We are talking about valuation metrics for Palantir. So would we buy more for example, $50 if price to earnings ratio would be 50 and not 250? Definitely. But we would not buy more right now. We will release a couple more videos with the full DC evaluation of Palantir, where I want to talk about fair price of Palantir right now based on these current metrics and how metrics of Palantir need to change for it to justify the current price. In addition, we will post the update on the latest development in Palantir, on the DevCon and on the project Warspeed. So if you're interested in these topics, like this video and subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Take care.